Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you a simple but powerful truth, one that has the potential to transform your life completely. The truth is this: what you dwell upon with feeling, you bring into your reality. Your imagination is not just a playground for thoughts. It is the workshop of your destiny. To truly manifest your deepest desires, you must dwell in the fulfilled desire. What does this mean? It means living and feeling as though your wish is already accomplished. Do not look outward for proof. Do not wait for evidence in the physical world to confirm your dreams. Instead, turn inward and create a rich, vivid experience in your mind and heart, a scene that implies your desire is complete. Imagine clearly the moment when your desire is realized. Feel the emotions that will accompany this reality: joy, relief, gratitude, pride. These feelings are the language of creation. When you assume these feelings, you are signaling to the universe, and more importantly, to your subconscious mind, that this is your truth. Remember, reality follows imagination, not the other way around. You are not a slave to your current circumstances. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner assumptions. Change those assumptions by dwelling on the end result, the fulfilled state, and your world will shift to match. Persistence is key. Many falter because they let doubt creep in or allow contradictory thoughts to pull them back into a state of lack. Reject these thoughts gently but firmly. Instead, nurture your fulfilled vision consistently, like a gardener tending a precious seed. Water it daily with feeling and watch it grow. One of the most potent times to dwell in your fulfilled desire is just before sleep. The subconscious mind is most receptive then. As you drift off, immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Make it the last thing you experience before sleep. Embrace gratitude. Gratitude is the bridge between desire and manifestation. Be thankful as if your desire has already come to pass. This vibration of appreciation aligns you with the creative forces of the universe. So I invite you now, choose your desire. Create a mental scene that implies it is fulfilled. Feel the joy of that reality and dwell there with unwavering faith. Make this your inner habit and watch how your external world bends to your will. Remember, the secret to manifesting lies not in striving or waiting, but in dwelling in the fulfilled desire. Imagination is far more than just a mental pastime. It is the very foundation upon which all realities are built. Every experience, every circumstance, every object that exists in your life first took shape in someone's imagination. Before a building stood tall or a painting hung on a wall, it lived vividly in the mind's eye. Your imagination is the invisible architect of your future, shaping the unseen into the seen. When you close your eyes and vividly picture your desires, you're not merely daydreaming, you're actively creating a blueprint for your reality. This mental image, charged with emotion and belief, begins to influence your subconscious mind, which accepts it as truth. The subconscious then sets in motion actions, behaviors, and even circumstances that align with this inner vision, and it is as if your imagination whispers commands to the universe, drawing forth the conditions needed to bring your vision to life. The power of imagination lies in its ability to transcend present limitations. No matter what your current situation is, your imagination holds the key to a new possibility. It allows you to break free from the chains of what is and step into the realm of what could be. When you imagine with intensity and feeling, You are planting a seed in fertile soil, one that will grow and bear fruit in due time. Many people underestimate this power because they rely solely on their physical senses or external evidence to define what is possible. But true creation begins in the mind, in that quiet, sacred space where thoughts and feelings combine to birth new realities. When you harness your imagination correctly, you move beyond mere wishful thinking. You enter a state of knowing, a deep, unshakable certainty that what you desire already exists in the unseen and is making its way toward manifestation. To imagine effectively is to engage all your senses. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, taste the success, and smell the fresh possibilities. The richer and more detailed your imagined scene, the stronger is creative force. This immersive experience convinces your subconscious that your desire is not just a distant hope, but a present fact. In essence, your imagination is your superpower. It transforms thoughts into reality, dreams into living experience, and desires into tangible outcomes. The reality you live in tomorrow is a reflection of the images you embrace in your mind today. By consciously choosing what to imagine and how to feel about it, you hold the pen that writes your life story. To step into the feeling and awareness of your desire already fulfilled, as if the outcome you seek is not something in the future, but something happening right now. It's a radical shift from waiting for circumstances to change to embodying the reality of your fulfilled wish in the present moment. When you live from the end, you adopt the mindset, emotions, and beliefs of the person who has already achieved what you desire. This creates a powerful alignment between your inner state and the external world. Most people live in a state of lack or anticipation. They focus on what is missing or what they hope will happen someday. This approach keeps them trapped in a cycle of wanting and waiting, reinforcing the very reality they wish to change. But when you live from the end, you break free from this cycle by assuming the role of the fulfilled person now. Instead of saying, I want a new job, you say, I have the perfect job. Instead of longing for love, you live as someone who is already loved and cherished. This shift in consciousness changes everything, because your inner world precedes your outer world. The mind and feelings you hold create the blueprint for your experiences. By acting, thinking, and feeling as though your desire is already realized, you are effectively planting a seed deep within your subconscious. This seed grows and eventually manifests in your physical reality. Living from the end also requires faith and conviction. It calls for trusting in the unseen and being steadfast in the assumption of your fulfilled desire, even when the current circumstances seem to contradict it. This trust is not blind hope. It is a deliberate choice to focus on the outcome rather than the obstacles. The more you dwell in this state, the more your subconscious mind accepts it as true and works tirelessly to bring it into form. Living from the end affects your behavior and decisions. When you identify as the person who has what they want, your actions naturally align with that identity. You carry yourself differently, make choices consistent with your fulfilled state, and attract opportunities that support your vision. This internal shift creates an energy that draws your desire closer to you. In essence, living from the end is an act of embodying your future self now. It is living in the reality of your fulfilled desire, not as a distant dream, but as a present truth. This inner transformation is the key that unlocks the door to manifestation. Immersing yourself fully in the emotional state that naturally arises when your desire has already come to pass. It is not enough to simply think about what you want. You must feel it deeply with conviction and sincerity, as if it is your current reality. The feeling is the secret ingredient that breathes life into your imagined scene and convinces your subconscious mind that this fulfilled state is not a possibility, but a certainty. When you dwell in this feeling, you create a powerful vibrational signal that attracts your desire to you. It's like tuning a radio to the exact frequency of what you want so that your life begins to harmonize with it. This feeling is often described as joy, peace, satisfaction, or gratitude. Emotions that arise naturally when your heart recognizes the fulfillment of your longing. The more you can anchor yourself in this emotional experience, the stronger the creative force you unleash. Many people struggle to manifest because they remain stuck in a state of wanting or longing, which carries an energy of lack. This feeling of absence keeps them disconnected from their desires and reinforces the reality they do not want. Dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, however, and you shift your consciousness from lack to abundance, from yearning to satisfaction. This shift is crucial because the subconscious mind responds only to what is felt as real and present, not to what is wished for or hoped to happen someday. To dwell in this feeling is to return often to the mental scene where your desire is realized. It's about savoring the moment, engaging all your senses, and allowing yourself to live within that experience repeatedly. Whether it's imagining the smile on your face, the warmth of success, or the comfort of peace, your job is to hold that feeling steady and let it become your dominant state. This practice also trains your subconscious to accept your desire as fact, which then influences your beliefs, attitudes, and ultimately your external world. The feeling of fulfillment acts like a seed planted deeply within your being. It grows unseen until it bursts forth as a tangible manifestation. The more you nurture this feeling, the more inevitable your manifestation becomes. In essence, to dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to live in the emotional truth of your desire's fulfillment. It is to make your inner world so vivid, so convincing, that your outer world cannot help but follow. When you master this art, you become a conscious creator of your reality. The unwavering belief in the reality of what you desire before it has taken physical form. It is trusting in the unseen forces and the intangible processes that bring your vision into existence, even when there is no immediate evidence to support it. This faith is not blind or passive. It is an active and confident assurance that what you have imagined and felt in your heart is already at work behind the scenes, shaping your reality. Often, people rely too heavily on their senses and visible circumstances to confirm their hopes. When the desired outcome is not yet apparent, doubt creeps in, and the mind questions the possibility of manifestation. Faith in the invisible requires you to rise above these doubts and limitations. It means choosing to believe in the power of your inner world over the appearances of the outer world. You accept that. Just because you cannot see the fulfillment now does not mean it is not real or coming. This kind of faith is the cornerstone of creation because the creative process always begins in the unseen. Seeds do not sprout above ground the moment they are planted. They first take root and grow out of sight. Similarly, your desires germinate in the invisible realm of imagination and feeling before they break through into physical reality. Having faith in this hidden work allows you to remain patient and focused, knowing that what is invisible will become visible in due time. Faith also acts as a bridge between your present reality and your desired state. It connects your current experience with the fulfillment you envision, closing the gap between not yet and already. When you cultivate faith in the invisible, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe, which respond not to doubt, but to certainty. Your conviction sends a powerful message that your desire is not a vague hope, but a definite outcome. So importantly, faith in the invisible influences your emotions and attitudes. It fosters calmness, confidence, and peace of mind, because you are no longer swayed by temporary setbacks or appearances. Instead, you maintain a steady inner knowing that your wish is fulfilled at the deepest level. even if the outer world has yet to reflect it. In this way, faith is both a foundation and a catalyst. It supports the imaginative act of dwelling in the fulfilled desire and accelerates the process by which your vision materializes. Without faith in the invisible, the mind is easily pulled back into uncertainty and resistance, weakening the creative power of your thoughts and feelings. Faith in the invisible empowers you to live beyond the limitations of time and circumstance. It invites you to trust the unseen reality of your desires, hold that trust with unwavering conviction, and watch as the invisible becomes your tangible experience, placing your trust and focus on the reality you have imagined and assumed in your mind, rather than on the current physical circumstances that seem to contradict your desires. It is the practice of deciding what you want to be true and living from that assumption, regardless of what your senses or the outside world may be showing you at the moment. The external world, as you see it, is often a reflection of past beliefs and thoughts, but it does not have the final say in what your future holds. When you rely solely on physical evidence, the visible facts and conditions, you limit yourself to what already exists, which can often feel discouraging if your desires have not yet manifested. However, the mental assumption, the inner conviction that your wish is fulfilled, holds the creative power to change those very conditions. It acts like a blueprint, guiding your subconscious mind and shaping your experiences to match that new reality. This principle encourages you to shift your awareness away from the current circumstances and place it squarely on the imagined outcome as if it were already true. For example, if you want financial abundance but see no evidence of it in your bank account, mental assumption invites you to behave, think, and feel as though you are already prosperous. By doing so, you create a new internal reality that eventually rewires your outer world. The danger in clinging to physical evidence is that it keeps your mind anchored in the past or the present moment's limitations, which can reinforce feelings of lack, doubt, or frustration. On the other hand, mental assumption liberates you by directing your focus to the creative force within your imagination, the part of you that knows no limits. This conscious choice to assume the fulfilled state forms the foundation for transformation. Your subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is vividly imagined and what is actually experienced. It accepts the dominant mental assumption as fact and works to bring your inner world into alignment with it. Therefore, by consistently choosing mental assumption over physical evidence, you plant a new reality in your mind that will, in time, manifest externally. Living by mental assumption also requires persistence and patience. At times, physical evidence may appear to contradict your assumptions, but holding steady to your inner conviction is what ultimately tilts the scales. The external world is slow to catch up to the mind's new story, but with faith and repetition, it inevitably does. In essence, mental assumption over physical evidence is the art of trusting your inner vision above the outer situation. It is believing first and seeing afterward. This reversal of normal thinking is the key to unlocking your creative potential and transforming your life from the inside out. The understanding that feelings are the true driving force behind all creation and manifestation. It is not merely the thoughts you think that shape your reality, but the emotions and sensations you attach to those thoughts that give them power. Feeling is the language through which your subconscious mind communicates and responds, making it the vital link between your desires and their physical expression. When you experience a strong feeling connected to an idea or desire, you impress that feeling deeply upon your subconscious. The subconscious mind does not process logic or reason. It accepts whatever feeling you repeatedly dwell in as your reality. This is why simply thinking about a desire is often not enough. It is the accompanying feeling, whether of joy, confidence, love, or fulfillment that activates the creative process within. Feelings served as the magnetic force that draws experiences, people, and circumstances into your life that correspond to your emotional state. If you feel fear, lack, or doubt, you attract more of those same vibrations. Conversely, if you feel certain, grateful, and fulfilled, you magnetize situations that match those positive emotions. The law of feeling makes it clear that the quality of your emotions sets the tone for what you bring into existence. Many struggle with manifestation because they focus on their desires intellectually without engaging the feelings that give those desires life. The mind can be filled with wishful thoughts, but unless those thoughts are mirrored to genuine feeling, they remain inert and powerless. It is the feeling that breathes life into the thought and activates the creative energy behind it. To work effectively with the law of feeling, you must cultivate the ability to enter into the emotional state of having already received your desire. This means not just imagining the outcome, but allowing yourself to truly feel the satisfaction, happiness, or relief that would come from its fulfillment. The more vividly and sincerely you can inhabit this feeling, the more quickly it impresses the subconscious mind and sets the wheels of manifestation in motion. Feelings also serve as a compass, guiding you toward or away from what you want. When your emotions are positive and aligned with your desire, you are moving in harmony with your creative power. When they are negative or conflicted, resistance builds, delaying the fulfillment. Awareness of your feelings and deliberate choice to focus on uplifting emotions is therefore essential. The law of feeling teaches that to create intentionally, you must master your emotional state. By consistently dwelling in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you harness the unseen energy that transforms imagination into reality. Feeling is the secret power that animates your thoughts and shapes the world around you. Maintaining a steady and continuous focus on the feeling and awareness of your desire already fulfilled, regardless of any external circumstances or temporary setbacks. It is a commitment to remain mentally and emotionally rooted in the reality you wish to create, even when the physical world seems to tell a different story. This persistence is crucial because manifestation is rarely instantaneous. It requires patience and unwavering faith in the process. Many people begin their journey of manifestation with enthusiasm, vividly imagining their desires and feeling the joy of fulfillment. However, when challenges arise or when they do not see immediate results, their focus wavers. Doubts, fears, and old beliefs creep in, pulling them back into a state of uncertainty or lack. Persistence in this state is what prevents this shift. It is the ability to hold fast to the imagined reality. Without being swayed by conflicting evidence, this steady dwelling in the fulfilled state is like tending to a fire. If you consistently feed it with your attention and feeling, it grows stronger and eventually ignites the external world. If you allow distractions, negative thoughts, or impatience to extinguish your focus, the creative power dissipates and your manifestation stalls. Persistence ensures that the seed of your desire is nurtured until it blossoms fully. Persistence also strengthens your conviction and deepens your belief. Each moment you spend in the fulfilled state reinforces the new mental pattern within your subconscious mind, making it more dominant and resistant to contradictory thoughts. Over time, this repetition conditions your entire being to accept the new reality as true and inevitable. Persistence in the state involves a gentle but firm refusal to entertain doubts or alternative scenarios that contradict your desire. It is not about forcing or struggling, but about lovingly returning your attention to the feeling of fulfillment whenever your mind wanders. This practice builds resilience and keeps your creative momentum alive. Even when circumstances seem slow to change, Persistence is the invisible hand guiding the unseen forces at work. It is the silent assurance that what you have imagined will manifest because you have made it your dominant inner experience. The external world will eventually align with this inner persistence, reflecting your unwavering faith in the invisible fulfillment. In essence, persistence in the state is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It transforms fleeting imagination into a stable reality by keeping your consciousness anchored in the end result. Without persistence, the creative power dissipates. With it, your desires become inevitable. Consciously refusing to entertain or give energy to any thoughts, doubts, or feelings that oppose or contradict the reality of your fulfilled desire. When you set an intention to manifest something, every contradictory thought acts like a crack in your mental foundation, weakening the structure you are trying to build. To manifest effectively, you must guard your mind and emotions carefully, allowing only the belief and feeling that support your fulfilled state to take root. Contradictions arise naturally because your current physical reality often looks different from the reality you desire. It's easy to notice these differences and let them trigger skepticism or worry. But when you focus on what's missing or on evidence that your desire has not yet appeared, you create internal resistance. This resistance disrupts the flow of your creative energy and sends mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which thrives on clarity and consistency. Rejecting contradiction is not about ignoring reality or pretending obstacles don't exist. Rather, it's about deliberately choosing where to place your attention and what mental state to maintain. You acknowledge that external circumstances might look one way, but you refuse to accept them as definitive or final. Instead, you hold fast to the inner conviction that your wish is already fulfilled, regardless of conflicting appearances. This practice requires vigilance and self-awareness. When a contradictory thought arises, such as doubt, fear, or impatience, immediately recognize it as a sign to return to your assumption of fulfillment. Replace the contradictory idea with a stronger, more aligned thought or feeling that supports your desire. Over time, this habit rewires your mental patterns, making your belief in the fulfilled state more dominant. Rejecting contradiction also protects your subconscious mind from confusion. The subconscious cannot discern between truth and fiction. It simply accepts what you impress upon it repeatedly. If you send mixed messages by wavering between desire and doubt, your subconscious becomes conflicted and unable to manifest effectively. By rejecting contradiction, you send a clear, consistent message that your desire is the reality to be realized. This principle helps you maintain emotional harmony. Contradictory thoughts often bring frustration, anxiety, or discouragement. By refusing to dwell on these thoughts, you preserve the positive feelings that fuel manifestation, feelings of confidence, peace, and joy. Rejecting contradiction is an act of loyalty to your vision. It means standing firm in your imagined reality with faith and determination, regardless of what the senses report. This steadfast refusal to entertain opposing beliefs creates the mental and emotional environment necessary for your desires to move from imagination into experience. Remember this: the reality you live tomorrow is born from the thoughts and feelings you choose to embrace today. To dwell in the fulfilled desire is to step into your creative power, to live boldly from the end, and to trust unwaveringly in the invisible forces working on your behalf. When you hold fast to your vision with faith, persistence, and rejection of contradiction, you align yourself with the limitless potential of your own imagination. This is not just wishful thinking. It is the profound art of conscious creation. So claim your fulfilled desire now. Live as if it is already yours, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to make your imagined reality undeniable and true. Your power to create is greater than any circumstance. Use it wisely, with certainty and joy.